Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to AOR F2 once again. Today we are at Belgium, and as always, we are brought to you by Hype Energy and also powered by Elgato. However, let's move on to the race. To start with, we have an 18-man grid, which is obviously amazing to see, as we've already got some guys coming out now. I say some guys, we've got a fair share. But let's talk about the last race, shall we? Obviously, probably one of the best we've had of the season around Hungary. A lot of twists and turns, you could say, a bit like the track. A little bit of a, just a little, tiny little joke for some of you guys. It's not that funny, but it will do. Now, Finnish player grabbed the win, his second win of the season. However, it was very close with KJ Gamer, who could have got his second win. Obviously, won last time out in Britain. He's on a pretty good form at the minute and is currently championship leader. That is the crucial information. Due to Zero, just did not finishing, and I don't know if Zero's here today. I don't think he is. So that championship has sort of been blown wide open for people like KJ and Finnish player and Ollie as well. Ollie didn't have the best result in Hungary, so he's going to want to try and look to just pretty much improve here at Belgium. They've been talking in the chat, comparing pace. Ollie doesn't overly seem that confident compared to some of the other guys. Someone like Jamie, obviously we mentioned him a lot throughout the whole series, looking, you know, just sort of typical, not overly happy with his pace, but we expect to see him in the points and battling away. Now, one thing I have quickly just forgotten, and I will give a huge introduction to, is my co-commentating partner of Jess.
Hello everybody. This race is going to be very, very interesting. I think it's one of my favourite tracks on the calendar. It's been there since it first started, the Formula 1 grid, as it were. And there's a few corners that people could get caught at. One of my favourites, actually, Rouge, Baltimore, those type of corners. Those drivers tonight have got to watch out and make sure that they don't get caught out on it. They've got to be very clean as possible. And it looks like Tapen is one of the first people to set their flying lap. He went a bit wide as getting into the first corner. I'm expecting people like KJ Gamer to do very well in this track today. It'll be interesting to see what the weather is like. With the tyre strategy, it could also tell what the weather's going to be like. So if I can quickly check the tyres, it won't let me at the moment.
There's one guy on Super Softs at the minute.
And that's Bobbert
that's
in the Red Bull.
Factor.
Yes, so it looks like it's going to be probably a dry race since everyone apart from Bobbert is on the Super Softs. So strategy could play important. I think Bobbert's will probably start on the Super Softs. But some strategies that work out, starting on the Ultra Softs can be a little bit risky because the Ultras start to wear out a bit quicker than the ones that go on the Super Softs or the Softs. But this could be very interesting to see what they can do. So I think everyone's on their flying laps apart from Boyne Shuttett and the Living Dead 69. Boyne Shuttett did a very good very good race last time about. Drive very cautiously, some very good overtakes. We hope to see some more overtakes from him, and it'll be good to see the likes of Frangrish doing very well. Frangrish did really well in Hungary last time about. So again, this should be cool. As Tapan is going for the last few corners, Extremes was the first to set a lap, so I was wrong. Tapan wasn't the first to set a lap, but there you go. Luckily, the McLaren didn't get caught out the Renault. Oh, it looks like the McLaren decided to bail on that lap a little bit. I think because the Renault put him off a little bit there. So, but at the moment, Herschel starts setting the fastest time, 1:44. But I've seen some people go to 1:43s, so I do expect people to go on 1:43, just like KJ Gamer and Bobbert did right there. KJ Gamer setting a time of 1:43.5. It was interesting that Bobbert has set a time on the Super Sauce on the 1:43, so good time from Bobbert there, right, Josh?
Yeah, 100% is Zelchi with a 1:43.2 grabbing that pole straight away. A bit of gaps coming between, but Bobbert's on the Super Soft, sort of setting his pace and definitely showing his worthy. I know some guys can actually set pole times on Super Softs just due to the type of grip they have. And talking of grip, a man who sadly did not have any was Fluffy Pillow in the Sauber. Through Pool and just completely spun. Luckily, didn't lose any front wing or anything, but yeah, that corner, turn number 12, it's deadly. It's one that you don't really think about too much, but obviously it's just a swooping left-hander downhill. And if you clip the curb ever so slightly, your back end can just spin. And that is what happened to the Sauber. But he's got back in the pit, obviously not going to finish on his lap, set on a new set of tyres and get underway. And we only have one more man of Oasis in the Ferrari going to set a time of a 1:48.3. I'm guessing that is not a actual time of his pace. The man in the Ferrari not going to be very happy with that. As it stands, Extremes though, the man in the other Sauber, is coming to line to improve his time with 1:44.4, slotting in at P7 at the minute. I don't know if any of these guys who've set their first time may be looking to improve. A lot of them are down on their time, so most likely we'll all dive in. From the looks of things, maybe LK, no, he's still down on his time. So does the team anyone's on a lap? Oh, maybe only the Ferrari of Oasis, so keep an eye on him. He's just finished Sector 1 and starting Sector 2 now. Obviously coming up to Turn 10 and Turn 11, just a swooping right-hander this. You've got to nail it in order to get the best run for Turn 11, and then obviously going on to put on here. Hopefully he doesn't have a moment like we saw the Sauber Fluffy Pillow do. See how he takes it. Does he decide to lift off? He's actually gone wide. As I was saying, how deadly the corner can be, and we've just had a hands-on example of that, and that will be the Ferrari's lap done, and we'll just most likely dive it in there. We've got a couple of guys on the outlap, so Living Dead and the Force India of Finnish player, or is it Living Dead's further along, just in Sector 3, so he'll be starting his first time, we should say, because there's still what, 6 guys out there who haven't set a time at the minute, so it's going to really change up the order, and definitely a potential of some new pole times. One time who is sort of surprising me, sorry to butt in, is Smithson. 43.9 at the minute. He is diving it in to put on new tyres. But Herschel's put on a set of super softs. He did his first lap on a set of ultras, so a 44.3 definitely feels like he can go quicker if he's decided to go with the super softs.
I think one driver that I'm expecting to set a faster pole time today is Finnish player after doing so well in Hungary last time about. It won't be surprised if he's one of the top runners in going into this race, because Belgium has similar conditions to Hungary, but the laps are longer, so the tyres have got to stretch it out a little bit. So Finnish player is going to start up his lap as he goes through overage at the moment. Let's see how he does it. The one thing that interests me is, can the drivers make it through overage? And Finnish player seems to do that quite nicely actually as he goes through into turn 3, I think it is, and it looks quite steep in real life actually. It doesn't look as steep looking at the cameras on this stream, but in real life it does look amazing, and that is why it's one of my favourite tracks so far. He's taking it very cautiously at the moment, but he could be going one of the favourites to go in this race, doing well for the Hype Force in India team at this moment in time. So if he wants to get pole, he has to set a really good low 143 or possibly a 142. Haven't seen many people do a 142 in the chat as far as I can see, but we'll just have to wait and see. We got a yellow flag in Sector 2 and Sector 3, but I don't think it has affected Finnish player's time, but there's a car right in front of him that could affect it, but hopefully he's on his faster lap, so hopefully that won't play dividends to him. So a few people in the pits, I'm probably going to go out now because it's quite further into the race as Finnish player is going through the last few corners. Let's see what time he can do. He went a little bit wide there, so he's probably lost a bit of time, and he's in P3, so not a bad time, but I think he has time to set a couple more laps. Was expecting to be a bit faster time, but I think he might be saving it until the last few seconds. So if he wants to set a faster time, he needs to do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've got some reversing strategies from 2 of the guys out there. Bobbitt's being one who started on the set of super softs and now have gone on to Watchdogs, and Bobbitt's got quite a lot of lag from the Red Bull, so stay away from him. But Herschel, the man in the Renault, he did his time on a set of ultra softs with a 44.3, as I said, and then he's decided to throw on a set of super softs. Now Herschel, he sort of went under the radar a little bit. He finished in the points once, and that was in Spain, where he got P10, so he got 1 point. And then in Hungary, he got 3rd, and oh, bit of contact there with the Renault. He's run out completely. I think he just hit the back of Smithson, which he did, and also sort of Jamie getting in the way. So But no, speaking about the Renault anyway, just after you know, that incident, but yeah, he got third last time out, so he was on the podium in Hungary. So I was going to say we expect a fair share from him. However, maybe not now. He should still have time to get around if he can sort of get into gear to set a time. Also, make sure he's got enough fuel on, which he does. He's got to try and get the grass and the gravel, everything that he's got on those tyres off. So he is definitely someone to keep an eye out for in terms of the strategy game, and also qualifying. See what he can do. As we have yellow flags in sector 1. Is this a El Rouge moment maybe from one of the drivers? Oh, the Sauber fluffy pillar out of turn 1. He is spun. I'm not too sure how he's done this, but he's completely spun it. I don't know if he's done this out of the pit, but that is a sight I have not seen.
That is a moment there from Fluffy Pillow. That's not going to look good on him, and he's not going to have time to set a faster lap because he's got 36 seconds. So it looks like you either have to retire or you have to just try and set an in lap. But that's a bit of a shame from Fluffy Pillow because this is saying to be one of his strongest tracks until that moment. So a bit of a shame, but still starting P12. That is not too bad at the moment, and yes, he is deciding to retire from the session. So it looks like finished player is not going to set another faster time, so he'll be starting a provisional P3 at this moment, and Apex is not setting a time either, but I think everyone else is going to set a time. We're going to follow particularly the top 5, top 6, because any of those can get pole at this stage. I'm looking, oh, there's a Renault that was going wide. I didn't see who it was, but I saw it.
It's Verstappen.
Oh, it's Verstappen.
Through P1. It's taken another victim. He has retired, so we'll be starting from the back. But LK was improving his time and then slowed down towards the line. So obviously doesn't want a, obviously wasn't a pole time, I should say. So wanted just to start at the back. We have Tapan now in the McLaren coming up to the line, seeing what he can do. And then Oasis only a little bit behind him. What can the McLaren do? P6 for him, so a huge improvement. Can the Ferrari follow and maybe grab that P6 from him? We'll have to wait and see. Zelchi's finished and hasn't improved his time. Oasis did improve, but it does seem to be invalidated. Moving on into qualifying session, we have Extremes coming out to the end. Herschel has crashed out. He wanted to start on the Supersofts, and that is not happening, but it still could if he can get knocked down to P11. Extremes improved, but it didn't go above Herschel. We have Smithson coming out to the end of his lap, along with Franglish. Bobbitts didn't improve, I don't believe. And KJ Gamer in Sector 3 as it stands, but Franglish is coming up to the bus stop chicane now, and I believe he will be the next person to cross the line. A bit of a spinning, I don't know, believe, from the Toro Rosso. Can he improve? No, he can't. So moving on to VSR Smithson, what can he do? He doesn't improve. KJ Gamer, the man currently in second, can he get pole position? Yes, he can, with a 1:43.1. So KJ Gamer has got pole. Can his teammate Payton do anything? He's got P6, so he's taken it from the McLaren of Tapan. So we've got the two McLarens, actually, P7 and P8 there. But Herschel and P9, not the strategy that he would have wanted, as that is qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen, as at the very last minute, KJ Gamer, which he's been prone to. We've seen that. At the very last minute, grabbing pole position. So, starting on the first row of the grid, we have KJ Gamer and Zelchi. On the second row, Finnish player and Franglish. In the third row, we have Bobbitts and Hayden. The fourth row, we have Tapan and Smithson, the two McLarens. And then we're on the fifth row of Herschel and Extremes. And then in the sixth row, we have Jamie and Lewis Hamilton, apparently. Nice to see him make an attendance here today. And then we have Fluffy Pillow, followed by LK. Oasis, Sporing Charlotte, the Living Dead, and then Verstappen starting at the back. Three guys not setting a time there, and practically Oasis in the Ferrari. So both of Ferrari starting at the back, which is not helping out their sort of mid-battle constructors fight at the minute, and obviously their own driver ones. Boring Charlotte being someone who's currently sitting P7 in the championship. He's got a podium out in Spain, and then got fourth in Hungary. So he's on for some good performances at the minute. However, everything can change. What does the weather look like? It looks dry, but it looks quite dark out there.
Yes, so I think this could play dividends. It may rain later on in the race, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, we don't know the weather. The only people who know the weather are the drivers themselves. So as shown in previous races I have watched in AOR before, the harder the compound once it starts getting wet, the more grip you have. So I expect if it's going to be a wet race, people to start on the harder compound at the start of the race. But we'll just have to wait and see as the race goes on, as we've got 5 seconds before the race actually starts. And let's see if KJ Gamer can pull up a good start.
Yes, 100%. If KJ Gamer is known for anything, he's got to get a good start here. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Belgium for AOR F2, and we are underway. It seems a good start from the Williams. However, we've got the Mercedes behind, maybe looking to remove, but keep an eye on finish play. Going to look on the inside of the Mercedes. He's decided against it. Bobber's behind in the Red Bull. He's trying to get some more ground, but it doesn't seem to be happening at the minute. Franglish up into third as he's managed to get past finish player off the start, so good work from him. Will there be any battling into El Rouge? We hope not, for the driver's sake. Everything seems nice and clean. Bobbett's in the Red Bull, spun up El Rouge and is in the wall and is dropping down. No, he hasn't. He's just lagging a fair bit there from the Red Bull, so we will jump off board him. We do have yellow flags in sector 1. Maybe El Rouge has taken a victim. Finish players has got past Bobbett's, but we are not too sure 100%. Moving towards the leaders, KJ Gamer is still in the lead, but he has the Mercedes Velocity just sitting behind him at the minute. Franglish is only a little bit behind. Then we have finish player. We're not too sure with Bobbitt. He's gone out wide there, but maybe he'll rejoin on the track. Smithson is in P6 at a minute, so he's made some good ground. And oh, Smithson's hit the back of the Red Bull, and he's in the wall due to lag from the Red Bull of Bobbitt, so he's sort of causing a bit of carnage actually further down the field. But the McLaren of Smithson has got front-wing damage and has just lost a position to Hayden in that Williams, trying to get some better ground for Williams overall. And Smithson's going to have to keep an eye on Jeremy, as Bobbitt is actually upside down there. I don't know how that's happened. Here's our Verstappen battling away as well. We've got a nice little midway battle here. But for me, Bobbitt is all over the place, which I'm sure it is for you, Jess. However, there is battling going on all over the place, and Hayden's now in the wall. I don't know if he clipped the back of Bobbitt due to what's happening, but there seems to be a bit of a three-way battle here with Smithson, Jamie and Verstappen. Verstappen's looking on the outside. Jamie's actually backed off. I don't blame him. Can Verstappen get a double overtake here? This could be incredible. On the Red Bull, Jamie, and now looking on the outside of the McLaren into the bus stop chicane. He's going to try and look on the outside, and he's got it. Smithson has dived it in. However, Verstappen with a cheeky little double overtake. And also, Verstappen's on the softs. How has he managed? He's in P6 and he's gone up 12 positions and he's on the soft tyres. That's absolutely incredible. But he's still got Jamie behind on a set of super softs, and then LK on a set of super softs, and then Herschel on a set of ultras. So maybe it's a bit of a battle with the Renaults. They seem to be doing, well, improving a lot the last couple of weeks. However, Verstappen now, he's got the inside line, going to have to try and defend from the super soft runner of Jamie. What can he do? Late on the brakes from the Renault, and he's plotted that car just perfectly for him. Looking towards the leaders, so Franglish did get past Zelchi, something I did miss. However, due to the battling further down here, with all of these cars sort of piling up, as we do have the guys in the pits as well, which we will run on board with later, as we are now on midway through lap 2, but KJ Gamer has got about a second lead. However, this battle is not ending further down with Jamie, LK and the Renault of Herschel. Verstappen does seem to be getting away ever so slightly. However, the race can change. Finish players closing up to the back of the Mercedes of Zelchis as TR Mills. We have our first retirement at Pouon. It is the Mercedes of Mills, and Bobbitt in the Red Bull is in the gravel. Is he though? We don't know. Jamie's up in the P7. He's just lunged up, I think, the inside of LK and maybe Herschel. I'm not too sure. Due to Bobbitt's having a bit of a moment, who is now in P5 apparently. Who knows what's happening with that Red Bull? It's quite confusing from his point of view, but LK on the back of the Red Bull of Jamie, the other Red Bull, is finished players actually trying to get past Zelchi as well. We've got two battles going on at once. Zelchi's got the, well, he's managed to keep it on the position. LK's gone out wide into the bus stop chicane. He's had to slow down. Smithson's out of the session. That's championship vital in sector 3 there. However, Herschel is trying to get up into P7, battling away with Jamie. This race is just going heads over heels.
I think he collided into someone.
I think Jamie saw.
I think Ollie collided into someone.
Smithson? Or?
Yeah, it looks like his tyre has gone and stuff. And I think he didn't go into a wall. I think he just bumped into someone. So already 2 retirees in this Grand Prix. That is not very good. It's not looking very good for Ollie either. Who was and he said his pace wasn't very good in this race. So a bit of a shame there. But already battles happening left, right and centre is getting very, very close indeed. As Bobbers, after that incident, is already gaining up a few ground, but I've seen Bobbers gone a bit wide there as he goes through the chicane, and he must be lagging a little bit as well. Silchi is dropped to place as Franglish up into P2. Finnish player not doing too bad, gaining 1 position at this moment. It's interesting to see people on different strategies at this stage. Bobbers is lagging so much today, and always going a bit wide. He's got to be very, very careful, and I'm just seeing what I'm just going to stay out of Bobbers for a second because he's lagging like crazy. But we are going to see what other battles they are on as well. Oasis is closing up onto the Sauber of Extremes. Oasis didn't do too bad in Hungary last time out, but he's looking to score some points. And we already got Herschel on the back of Jamie as he's closing up there as well. Jamie doing not too bad as well. Very consistent in the Spa track at the moment. As we're going up to lap 4, going to start finish straight. DRS is probably likely going to be enabled, so you get his front wing out, see if he can attack as he goes into turn 1, and looks like he's staying put at the moment. So looks like no overtakes at the moment. He could try it up Eau Rouge, but again they've got to be very, very careful indeed as they go through there. And Kay is not far from the 2 guys at the moment. They got to look careful not to make a mistake. Looks like all of them are okay at the moment. Yellow flag in sector 3. Not sure what happened there, but we'll see what happens there in a minute. As Verstappen is not doing too bad in the Renault, and Finnish players seem to have lost a position from Bobbers as he caught up from Bobbers at the moment. So Finnish players already down dropping positions at the moment, so not looking very good for him. But already some very, very good starts from some people, a bit of a mixture, alternate strategies at this moment. It's still looking to be a bit darker at this moment, so it's all to play for in this race. The people in the ultras could be, and Fluffy Pillow has gone. He's done the same mistake as Ollie has done. I don't know what's happened. Let me just have a look. He's lost his tyre again. He's gone. I think he must hit the wall in the final corner, final chicane. So that's his race gone. So already 3 retirees out of this race. What a shame. But we're just gonna follow light on board with some people going down to the pits. I'm just seeing who else is having a battle. Still a 3-way battle for Herschel, Kay and Jamie. So already looking very good. Jamie doing some very good defensive work in this race at the moment. Spa is definitely one of his strong tracks. He did say to us before the race, Spa was one of his strongest tracks. So as we head on to the 5th and 6th lap of this Grand Prix, it is all to play for, and Oasis is defending that quite nicely, but Extremes gets a good chance to go on the slipstream of Oasis, but it looks like he didn't make it stick, and he's staying where he is at the moment. He could get another chance passing Eau Rouge in a second, but it is all to play for at this race. And Zilchi is trying to...
Herschel's got a good run on Jamie.
On
the Kemmel straight. Herschel's now going to look on the outside, but it doesn't seem. I think Jamie's got that better braking, even though he's on super. A bit of a switchback from Herschel. If he could have made that stick, that could have been move of the century. Herschel, a bit of a spin there, but he's going to have to keep an eye on the Force India LK. Just behind Zorba batted in, but if these guys are battling, we can't ignore it one bit. The Force India, he's going to try and have a look, but a little mistake from Herschel. We're on lap 5 now, so these ultra softs, their tyre wear is going to be a lot more than Jamie and LK on the super softs. So Herschel, he's going to want to try and just keep it nice and clean, especially through Porn. We've seen a lot of people make mistakes here, which is Fluffy Pillow, he actually did as well. And then into turn 16, the same spot where Ollie crashed out was where Fluffy Pillow did. So clearly turn 16 seems to be, or turn 15 I should say as well, seems to be quite a deadly corner for some of the drivers spinning out, as Herschel's losing a bit of the back end there, which could cost him. To LK now, coming up to turn 17 and then 18, and then obviously the bus stop chicane. But will LK have enough in that Force India to close up to the Renault? He is closing on him, but will he have enough, or will he have to wait for the Kemmel straight to the Force India? He hasn't decided anything at the minute, but as long as he can get a good run here, Herschel, a very compromised run, and look at that Force India just on the back of him. Jamie is probably loving this. We have Finnish player in the pit, so the other Force India sort of making the first strategy call, gone on to a set of softs, so that is the one stop for that Force India driver. But LK, all about the run out of El Rouge. How close can he get to the curb in order to get the best exit possible? We will have to wait and see. Good run from the Force India. He's going to get DRS and slipstream. It's such a long straight. Will he be able to get close enough on the Renault? But it does seem the Renault, he's actually managed to keep quite a good gap between the two, so nothing happening at the minute. Franglish was gaining to KJ Gamer towards the lead. This battle with Herschel and LK doesn't seem anywhere at the minute. But Finnish player, the man in Force India who decided to pit for softs, he's going to have to put in some good laps here. I know the undercut is very effective, so he could be in a good position as it stands. Franglish is now within 1 second of KJ Gamer as well, just to point out.
Yes, indeed. Franglish not doing too bad at the moment, and KJ Gamer being very consistent in this track. When he started on pole a few times this year, he hasn't converted it to a win, but it looks like he could do it. He could do it, but he is under pressure from Franglish and Bobbert as well. So again, very, very close indeed. Zelchi not doing too bad, but he's dropping positions as well. Jamie gaining positions already up to P6, and already the battles are going left, right and centre at the moment. Oh, and we're still following the battle between Herschel and Kay. It's getting so close. Kay is trying to do some opportunities, and Franglish is gone.
Franglish is out of session.
Franglish is
in
gone.
In the pit lane.
What?
He's got no front wing and has retired from the session.
Ah, so what a great start from him, and he just missed out there. That was consistent, and then he must have gone to the pits, and because I know it's quite common for people to go into the pits and hit their front wing left, right and centre. So what a shame from Franglish, but that's getting less pressure from KJ Game at the moment. I think KJ Game is pitted, I think, at the moment. So let me just check quickly. Yes, he has. He's one of the front runners to pit, as well as Finnish players Zelchi, Herschel, Hayden, Taipan, and I think those are the only people that have pitted. Everyone else is still left to pit. So potentially KJ Gamer is in a potential lead of this race. But at the moment, Bobbert's in the lead, but he's still to pit. So I am seeing who else we can follow. Let's see if Kay can close up to Jamie. He is trying to close up pretty well. I think Herschel is pitted as well. So maybe we can see a battle between them at this race at the moment. It looks like a few people are pitting at the moment. So it's going through a pit window at this stage. I'm just seeing which drivers are close enough for battle. Oasis is close up to KJ Gamer, but again, KJ Gamer's got newer tyres, and he shouldn't risk it because everyone else above him has pitted. So he's got to be very, very careful on that at this stage. So it's looking to be very, very, very close. But already the corners that we have said in this race, El Rouge, Belmont, and at turn 16, whatever that corner is, I can completely forgot what it's called, has been catching out the drivers a lot tonight. So that's what makes this Belgian Grand Prix very interesting. And it looks like Jamie is pitting, so Kay has decided to stay out, but Jamie's deciding to pit. I'm just going to follow him at the pits to see where he's going to. I think he's going to go on a set of softs. Yes, he has. So I think he's on a one stop, I think. And he's going to hopefully last those until the end of the race. I'm just going to see where he's joined. The Sauber is not that too far behind him. I think it's Extremes who's in the pits as well. Just seeing where Jamie is joining up. Oh, he's not that far from the Renault of Herschel. So we're seeing those two battling it up again. So, but this time Herschel in front of Jamie, and both of them have stopped. So already Herschel has benefited from picking first. So maybe Jamie has made the wrong strategy call, but again, we'll find out later on in the race. So the only people who haven't pitted are Oasis, Kay, and Verstappen and Bobbert. And I'm seeing what tyres they were on. I think Verstappen can afford to stay up for a few more laps because he's on the softs, but I think Bobbert and Oasis will probably need to pit soon in order to make sure their super softs don't last very long. But super softs do last quite long in this track, and Living Dead getting some penalties there at the moment. We're just following the two, we've got the Sauber and the Williams of Hayden and Extremes there, and Extremes has gained the position there. But already Hayden is on the back of Extremes, that looking very, very promising. Some good defending from the Sauber driver of Extremes. And KJ Game is already going up the field at the moment. So as soon as Bottas and Verstappen has pitted, it looks like KJ Game will be in the lead of this race. But staying on board with Hayden then and Extremes as they go through battle there. As Extremes got a little bit wide there, and could have been an opportunity for the Williams of Hayden to gain an advantage. But looked like he was being a little bit cautious there. But there's another straight coming up there, so it looks like he can... He probably won't miss his opportunity to overtake as he's round the outside of Extremes. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. He's staying where he is at the moment, but he's got another chance. He's got his DRS flap open as he goes near to the end of the start-finish straight, up into turn 1. It looks like he's staying put at the moment. So it was looking to be a very close battle at the moment. We're also, let's see it, but I think we got... the Mercedes not very far behind from Bottas, Finnish player, already gaining some positions there as well. So not doing too bad from them. So again, it's looking very, very close. And all, as we're going through Eau Rouge then, as the drivers of Hayden and Extremes are getting very, very close together. But they're on different tyre strategies. Which tyre, and the Super Softs are the fastest tyre. So it looks like it
both
could be...
softs.
Softs, my bad. Oh, they're both on softs. It must have been a...
Yeah.
I must have read it wrong. Oh well. But anyway, they're both on the softs. So hopefully they can gain some advantage there. As Hayden was trying to gain this opportunity, he could get it for the end of this turn, but no, it's looking like they're staying put at the moment. They're still very, very, very close indeed. Looks like Bottas, I think, is pitted. Verstappen hasn't pitted at the moment, but already stretching up the gap there at the moment, so he could be in the top 4 or 5 or something. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. KJ Gamer already setting up fastest laps left, right and centre, already dominating this race, so looking very good from KJ Gamer at this moment. So another chance then for Hayden to see if he can overtake the Sauber of Extremes as he goes through turn 14 and 15, 16, as the Williams went a bit wide there, but he's going for the start-finish straight again. We've seen the McLaren of Tapan winning a bit wide there. It might have been lag or something, I don't know. He's got the DRS open. Looks like he's on the back of him at the moment, and it's looking like Extreme is staying put at the moment, but Hayden is not giving up, so already it's a battle for the points. Even a 1 point will make a huge difference in the championship.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is a battle which is going to carry on until the end of the race, to be fair. Zelchi in the Mercedes further up the field in P5 is closing to the back of Bobbitt's, but due to the lag of Bobbitt's, it's quite hard to tell if a move potentially will happen. But we'll stay on board with the Sauber and the Williams to just watch these guys battle away, as the Williams just dived it up the inside at turn 10 and has managed to get the move done. But quite an alright move from him, a bit of a late move, you could say, but he's got it done. But I feel like Extremes will take the position back, but we will have to wait and see there. Now, last time out, we did see a Renault on the podium. I feel like, I don't want to jinx anything, but we may have one again. But KJ Gamer, he's gained a lot of time to Verstappen and is now on the back of him. But there's a 7.7 second gap behind. Verstappen, when he pits, will most likely be on a set of ultra softs, so his pace will be incredible. So the charge he could make up the field, I definitely feel like he could be on for maybe third here, just with how close it is from third downwards. But we will have to keep an eye there, as you know, anything can happen at the end of the day. But it does seem that Hayden's got away from Extremes, but Extremes got Tapan just behind in the McLaren. We have, who's this? The Living Dead. This is turn 16 again. So we thought El Rouge and Pouillon were going to be the main two casualties, but turn 16 has taken the Living Dead, Fluffy Pillow and Smithson. This is quite incredible here. I'm very surprised. I did not expect turn 16 to be that harsh on the drivers. But going towards technically the race lead of Verstappen and KJ Gamer, obviously Verstappen still has to pit, but he's on a set of those softs, so he'll be stretching them out as long as he can to then put on a set of ultra softs or maybe super softs, as he has run a bit wide and KJ Gamer is just going to sneak up the inside there, which he's managed to do. So he has got the race lead, and due to the retirement of Franglish, which we're not too sure what did happen, maybe just where he got the front wing damage in the pit, he didn't want to pit again, and sadly that was his race done. But it has meant there is now a 7-second gap to finish by, who is technically in second place due to obviously Verstappen not pitting yet. However, a lot can change further down, as Bobbitt is 1.1 seconds behind the Force India, and then only 6 tenths behind the Red Bull of Bobbitt is the Mercedes of Zelchi, and this is really what's going to help out Verstappen once he decides to pit. If these guys are battling away and losing time, even though finish play is gaining to Verstappen, we'll see Verstappen is losing time to KJ Gamer, so they're probably doing roughly the same lap times. I will have a look now for people. We'll see, lap times really does spend. So KJ Gamer did a 1:47.7 last time out. Finish player did a 1:48.008. So there's only a couple of actual tenths in it between. There's a 1:47.7 and then also a 1:48. So very close between two in terms of lap times. But KJ Gamer still is showing that he has that raw pace on track and could be on for his second win of the season, which he probably felt like he should have had at Hungary, but he's definitely been improving. He did not start at the first track, and then he got third and second, which obviously, incredible job being on the podium. And then in Bahrain and Spain, he got P8 and P6, not the best results. However, Britain he won, Hungary got second, and he does seem to be on for another win here today. So he's definitely back to his best, we can say that for sure, as we are at the midway point of the race. And the closest battle was between Bobbitt and the Mercedes of Zelchi. He was having a bit of a look on the inside in Pool, which is very, very dangerous, and hopefully no driver tries a move there, but you never know what these drivers will be thinking. It depends on how desperately they want a certain position, but we're staying board with the Mercedes now. They are in sector 2, just coming up to turn 15 and 16, which we have seen so deadly to many of the guys. Running out incredibly wide there. Maybe it's due to the setup they're running, but look at this Mercedes practically pushing Bobbitt through the corner. But can he get the move done? He is looking on the outside, but it does seem that Red Bull's got a bit better straight line speed. However, into the bus stop chicane, that will be the key overtaking manoeuvre, and he is going to give it a go. Verstappen is in, we should point out, but the Mercedes of Zelchi didn't seem to be able to stick it on the outside at the minute, but will stick behind the Red Bull of Bobbitt, who is now in third position and in that last podium spot. But Verstappen, what tyres is he going on? He's going on to the set of super softs rather than ultra, so an interesting call from him. Where will he come out though? I think it will be in front of Jamie, maybe only just. It's going to be close. It's going to be close between him and Jamie, because Jamie's going to probably have a bit more speed. I think Verstappen has got it, so Verstappen now going to be able to be on a push. But the Renault's 5th and 6th, good work from them. Well, it feels actually hasn't gained to Bobbitt, but he is setting a best lap time at the minute, his best sector 1 time that he's managed to do. So obviously got a nice little toe there and giving him some extra pace. Jamie on the back of Verstappen, quite surprisingly. Bear in mind that Verstappen is on fresh new tyres. Obviously you have to get them up to the temperature, but maybe you would expect it by now. So you're on up El Rouge, that's going to give you a hell of a kick. But will team orders come into effect between Herschel and Verstappen? I would think so. But obviously, we don't know what these guys look at the constructors. Renault aren't in the best spot in terms of the constructors. However, some good, points finishing positions today could put them up to 5th, which is sort of incredible. Bear in mind that they are 8th at the minute. So in terms of a constructor's look, that would be a huge rise from them. But it does seem that Verstappen now is showing his pace with 1.2 seconds of Jamie. Bear in mind, only really a sector ago, he was about 2 tenths behind.
So very, very close between Verstappen and Jamie. So maybe team orders could play dividends at the moment. So KJ Gamer already stretching the gap between finished player as it goes starting lap 14 then. 8.2 seconds, so very, very good from him. And we already seeing a battle between Zelchi and Bobbitt as Zelchi's trying to close Bobbitt into turn 1. Looks like he can't get an opportunity at the moment, but already Zelchi doing a great job at this time about. We haven't seen him much this season, but when he has raced, he's done a superb job. So maybe he's showing what he's made of in F2 at this stage. So making cleanly through Rouge. He is in a DRS range at the moment, but he's decided not to use his DRS at the moment. It's looking like to be the closest battle on track at the moment. Herschel's already closing up to Jamie at the moment, but Zilchi could have an advantage here, as Bobbert seems to be lagging again at the moment. So he is probably waiting to see if Bobbert has made a bit of a mistake and see if he can overtake there. So let's see if Herschel is closing up to, well, Jamie's closing up to Herschel, which he is doing not too bad. And we're seeing Zilchi went a little bit too wide there, but he's closing up. Zilchi's closing up, and oh, Bobberts just went a bit wide there. He's lagging a bit. He's going to the gravel. Don't know what is happening with Bobberts at the moment. I think he must be having a few screen freezes at the moment, which is not helping, but hopefully he'll get it fixed soon. But we are going to stay on board then, whilst because it was lagging a bit, with Jamie at the moment, as he's trying to close up into Herschel. He's also under pressure from Kay as well. So already those three...
Bobbers and Zelchi have spun into the bus stop chicane.
Looks like
due
Zelchi...
to Bobbert sort of lagging. Zelchi's come out okay, but Verstappen with the quickest lap. But this has actually put Verstappen in a great spot to get onto the podium. But yeah, where Bobbert was lagging, him and Zelchi did just collide. None fault of Zelchi. I think it's just the lag from Bobbert just was not doing him one bit, and they both did spin. Zelchi spun the right way though, so could manage to get on track. Bobbert's sadly not. But Verstappen is only 1.3 seconds behind the Red Bull. However, due to the lag we've seen from Bobbert, Verstappen's probably a bit afraid. But we will have to see what happens there. As Franglish has actually left the session, so stick around just to probably see how this race is unfolding. But overall, as Bobbert, he's gone off, but he hasn't. Nothing like commentating on a laggy car. We're focused on the other Red Bull of Jamie at the minute, who's behind Herschel by about a second. The gap seems to be it seems to be dropping now and then gaming up. Obviously, you can gain a bit of temps on a certain corner if the other guy did make a mistake, but it has got to the stage where Verstappen is 5 tenths behind Bobbert. Will he be able to get a move done? This is sort of the main talking point. No one has really been able to get past Bobbert just regularly due to what is happening on Bobbert's car and screen. So it will be interesting here, as they have gone onto the technically the straight, is obviously you can take turn 17 flat out. Don't really need to brake unless maybe you have Bobbert in front of you, then maybe you will have to. But we'll have to see what Verstappen decides to do. I think he's going to lunge out the inside, and I don't blame him. Yeah, he's lunging out the inside, maybe going to go for the switchback now on the Red Bull, and up El Rouge, he's probably not going to want to be very close to it, but we'll have to keep an eye. Will he lunge out the inside Verstappen? Yes, he will. I think he wants to try and get past him before El Rouge, but he can't. So Bobbert is still in P4, Verstappen P5. Herschel's about 3 seconds behind, so he doesn't have to worry about him. However, what will happen? Hopefully no lagging up here, and it seems all good from both of these guys' point of view as we are now on lap 16. But Verstappen, if he can get past the Red Bull of Bobbert quite well easily, then hopefully he should be able to gain. As Zelchi's got a 3-second time penalty, which could cost him if Verstappen can get past this Red Bull. Because then he can close up to Zelchi and then grab P3 from him if he can get within 3 seconds. Because I believe Verstappen doesn't have any penalties. I will check that in a couple of laps' time. Verstappen's on the inside, now going to be on the outside, but or not, as Bobbert has lunged it forward. He's got that nitrous that he's keeping in that Red Bull just to give him that extra speed there. But it's going to be interesting to see what plays out between the Red Bull and the Renault. I'm sure the Renault of Verstappen isn't too happy, as Bobbert maybe has... Oh, okay, okay. Not too sure, but we do have retirement of Oasis in Pouon. He's against the wall on the far right, and he's lost his wheel completely. So the Ferrari on lap number 16 here, turn number 12, Pouon, it's taken a casualty And sadly, that is his race done. Going back, sadly, towards the battle for P4, because it's not the easiest to work out what's going on, but we will give it the best shot we can. This is our Herschel, we should say. It's a gain by about a second here. So there could be another little battle going on between the Renaults, but I don't think Herschel will go for a move. But Verstappen will be giving it all he's got. As KJ Gamer, I think, has just suffered a screen freeze and is down in P6. So the man who was leading the race is now down in P6 due to a potential screen freeze. I don't know if you've got this as well.
Yes, I've got this on my Xbox. Him showing us P8. Now he's hopping to P8.
Now P8. So he was leading the race, and now the screen freezes have just hit him. He went to P6 and now P8. This has put finish player in the race lead. Zelchi second.
Oh,
KJ Gamer has left the session.
Oh no, but his AI
so the Williams, he seemed to be going on for a second win. I could have maybe jinxed it from him, but the screen freeze is just... Mate, yes, so I'm sorry KJ for that, but this has promoted the Force India, a Finnish player, into the race lead, which will mean that he will get back-to-back wins as it stands. As it stands, KJ Gamer is back in P8 at the minute, but he's only going to be on for 4 points as it stands, which is not what he wants.
I don't think Finnish player was expecting that. He was expecting to be P2 behind KJ Gamer. So I think his heart must be pounding right now to make sure that he doesn't reduce the gap between himself and Zilchi at the moment. So he's looking like he's increasing the gap, because he was 8.1 seconds in the last lap. Now he's 10.1. So already he's gained about 2 seconds there. So very, very good there. But it looks like KJ Gamer is going to close up onto the... KJ Gamer is dropping down like flies. KJ Gamer's down into P9. So not the best of starts from... Not from the best finishes from him. It's not how you start, it's how you finish in these races in AOR. So you can't be too complacent. So I'm just seeing we are right. Still Bobbers is trying to reduce the gap between himself and Zilchi. And Verstappen is trying to close in as well. A bit of a lock-up from Verstappen, actually. I'm just seeing what LK is closing up onto Jamie as well. Battles left, right and centre. This could be an opportunity right now, but looks like he's staying where he is at this stage. I don't know what is happening to KJ Gamer at the moment. He is probably suffering massive
I think more screen freezes.
Yeah, it's definitely screen. So what a shame for him. I was rooting him to win due to his performance in qualifying and most of this race, but hopefully he can pull himself together in 2 weeks' time. Don't forget, next week we won't be broadcasting due to the fact it will be the Canadian Grand Prix in real life, and I'll be watching that instead. So hopefully he can use his extra week to recover from his mistakes and probably fix his screen freezes that he has. But we are staying on board with Kay and Jamie battle as 0.5 of a second he's closing down into as he goes through one of the straights now where you can afford to go a bit faster, but again you've got to be very, very careful because a lot of drivers are getting caught out with this. As he's going through the final chicane, he's in DRS range at the moment, so this could be a good opportunity for those two drivers. And a race has gone. He is stuck around for a bit and he decided to leave already. So yeah, Extreme's gaining a bit of time penalties there. So this could be good for Tapan and Boy Shuster that could get some points today. So I think that is the only battle I'm following is 6 and 7. There's not much battles going on at this moment, but it's all looking good for Finnish player at the moment. I think if it stands, I think Finnish player could take the lead of the championship. I don't have a clue because it looks like KJ Gamer is not going to score any points in this race unless he can gain something of Boy Shattered, but the gap is so far back that I don't think he's going to score any points. So looks like we will probably have a new championship leader going into our 2-week break of AOR. So, but we're staying on board with Kay then and Jamie as Jamie is doing a nice recovery at the moment, as he is on for his best points finish of the season in P6. So doing very, very, very well from Jamie. He's going to be very impressed at the moment. We'll see how he feels at the end of the race. But again, he's doing a great job. It's showing that his race pace is a little bit better than his qualifying pace. That's what a few of the drivers are saying at the moment, as it's going through one of the famous straights, going for the last penultimate corners. We're seeing what Hay could do going through that straight. Looks like he's not going to make the move. The gap is a bit too close, but too far back. But I think he's closing it at the moment. He's going through the start-finish straight. So we've got 2 more laps then of this Grand Prix. Is anything to play for? And we already got Herschel closing up onto his teammate, but I don't think he's going to make the move, because I think the worst thing that we don't want to happen is we don't want to see those 2 drivers colliding. Have you looked on penalties, Josh? How many penalties has Bobbett's got? Because this could play very important for this race, I think. Or as we see Herschel overtaking Verstappen. Sorry to butt in there.
No, that's alright. I think Verstappen actually let Herschel through. Not too sure why, but no, going to Bobbett's. Bobbett's has a penalty. Plus another 2 warnings, I believe, from looking at that. Zelchi does have a penalty as well. Finnish player is on a clean slate at the minute, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. And then Verstappen, no penalties from him, and Herschel only on 2 warnings. So both Zelchi and Bobbett's have got penalties. Herschel is 3.1 seconds away now from Bobbett, so if he can try and get in 3 seconds, he will get P3. But if Herschel gains a fair amount, and then Verstappen as well, I'm not too sure why Verstappen let Herschel through. Maybe Verstappen is sort of losing the pace at the minute on the set of super softs, which is sort of rare, but then these softs could have come alive. So if we only have 2 laps to go now, technically it will only really be 1, as Finnish player is about to start lap number 21 here at Belgium, and he's got nearly a 10-second lead to second place, so he's in a comfortable spot. But LK he's still just sitting behind Jamie. Hasn't decided to go for a move at the minute, the Force India driver. But Jamie, he's on for a good amount of points here today, and LK as well hasn't had the best sort of couple of races. He did get P4 in China, but then apart from that, he hasn't had the best amount of points. So P7 is sort of slowly grabbing him back to where he would want to be. It did also help with KJ Gamer. We're not too sure really what happens with him, but we do believe it is screen freezes. And one thing I did just find out is with Franglish, apparently he got hit by a tyre barrier, sort of a little glitch, sadly, but that is why he did retire from the session in the pit lane. Verstappen now 1 second away from Herschel. Herschel 3.2 away from...
As Josh was saying, Verstappen is not that far behind at the moment. It looks like we're migrating hosts at the moment, but we'll just have to... Well, I mean the host must have left or something. We'll just have to wait and see. So we've got Verstappen up into P5 at this stage. We got starting the last few laps of this Grand Prix. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, in the game chat of this Grand Prix. Just let us know what you're thinking at the moment. So yes, I have lost connection in the party chat. Hold on a second as I join back. At the moment, I'm going to stay in the party at the moment, but hopefully that will just sort itself out at the moment. But we've got Finnish player then, as he's starting his final lap of this Belgium Grand Prix, and he is looking good at the moment, as he is already opening the gap there, and it looks like Verstappen is going a bit slowly into turn 1, but he's trying to be a bit cautious. Jamie closing up a little bit there, but I think it looks like Jamie wants to... Oh, it looks like Jamie's up into P5, so it must have been something that's happened one of the other drivers, I think. I didn't see what happened at this moment. So we're following Finnish player then, as he's starting the last few potential corners of this race. What are your thoughts on driver of the day? What are your thoughts? So let us know in the chat at this stage. We've got Finnish player as he's going through the last few corners then of this race, looking very, very good at this stage. So yes, looking very, very good. So yes, looking very, very good from him. We're just seeing if there's any other battles at the moment. I can't see if they are because the gap is still not shown for me at this stage. So yeah, not looking very good at this stage. So as Finnish players starting through the final corner then of this Grand Prix, as he's going on to win then the Belgium Grand Prix in Belgium. So well done on him as Zelchis goes through the final corner as he takes P2. It'll be interesting to see what penalties we have seen at this moment. And Bobberts is up into Bobberts. Looks like Bobberts is going into P3. Herschel P4. And we're just waiting to see what happens with the other drivers at this stage. So yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. So yeah, this could be very, very interesting for the drivers. And not showing which drivers is finished at the moment, and I can't tell if they're on their laps at the moment. So it looks like the host has left, so that's probably why we are seeing different drivers win. So we don't know what is happening at this stage, but we're trying to be very, very cautious at the moment. I'm just seeing if I could sort out my so let me just join the party again then. I'm just going to see if I can join, so I'll just see if we can make a new party. So yeah, I don't know what is happening to this. This has never happened in AOR, that we don't, the cars are still going and we don't know, who has won. So this could be interesting. So yes, let me just see if I could just join this party quickly. There we go. So I've just joined. There we go. We'll see if Josh is back. Apologies about the issues, but yeah, I think the game's glitching for me at the moment. I don't know about you, Josh. All I know is Finnish players won, and Zilch in second, but we don't know if the others are staying where they are, and we don't know if they're finished or not. So we'll
yes, I will round out if you want me to. I've got the grid up now, just to quickly before it disappears. So Finnish player grabbed the win, followed by Zelchi in second. Then we have Bobberts in third. So that rounds out the podium. So we had the Force India, then Mercedes and the Red Bull. And then in P4 and P5 we had Herschel and then Verstappen. So both the Renaults on for 22 points together there. Then we had Jamie finishing P6, LK P7, Hayden P8, Tapan P9, Extremes P10 due to penalties, I believe, which he did. And then Boring shut it in P11 due to the Ferrari. And then obviously KJ Gamer coming home in P12, and I think that was due to screen freezes, sadly. So after Belgium, Finnish player will and it went to 0, then KJ Gamer, and now it's going to Finnish player. So it does show how tight it is at the top here, with Ollie, who's in 4th, who didn't finish today, before this race, I should say, was 10 points behind KJ Gamer. However, KJ Gamer does not get any points for this race. Ollie did not, 0 didn't, but Finnish player did get that whole 25 points. So it has been a good day for the Force India driver, both Force India drivers, to be fair, of LK and him.
But it's a bit of a shame for KJ Gamer though, losing out so many points, and this can be very, very important for the championship. But he can bounce back, I think, going into the next race, which I don't know what the next race is, but we know what we do know is there's no race next week. So if you look on AOR, expect to be a stream next week, don't bother, because it's the real life Canadian Grand Prix next week, and I'll be watching that instead of obviously doing this, obviously. So it's a 2-week break for every AOR race, so it's not just us. All the AOR leagues of F1 are taking a break next week. We are rooting the real life drivers, of course. So thank you very much for watching this stream. I hope you have enjoyed it. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. I don't think, I'll just check when it is. No, I won't be here.
The Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I won't be here for the Italian Grand Prix because I'll be away somewhere. But hopefully we can get another streamer, another commentator along with Josh in 2 weeks' time to see the action there. So you won't see me for another 3 weeks, I think. So, but you'll see Josh in 2 weeks. So thanks for watching this Grand Prix, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Goodbye now.
Yes, see you all.